What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and we're here for my new segment that I just introduced last month in January. So we're here to talk about my Blu-ray and physical media pickups for the month of February. Now, if you're just now tuning in, this is a new thing I started because I want to be one of those tentpole YouTubers / collectors that's doing these videos to show these companies that physical media still matters. Last month was super heavy, won't be this heavy this month, but enough talking and introduction, let's get straight into the movies. So first thing I copped was the Batman 4 film collection. I actually have this on DVD. I mean, I've had the DVD for mad long, and I figured when I update it, and really, I bought it because I saw it at Target when I was in there looking around like some months ago, and they had a version with a slipcover on it, and I ordered it online thinking that they were gonna still have it, and they just gave me this one. I even went in the store to check, and I was like, I wanted the slipcover. Whatever. Got home, right? Here's the crazy part. I tried to return it because it didn't have a slipcover, and Target just told me to keep it. So it looks cool. You know, it looks just like the DVD version that some of y'all probably got from Walmart for like $5 like back in the day. I bought it. Next is another movie that I found in Target. I found The Dead Don't Die Now. This is a DVD. I saw this movie maybe 2 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. And it became like one of my favorite zombie films, and just because it had a slipcover, man, like I said, I'm a sucker for slipcover. I will buy a DVD, no problem, if it comes with a dope slipcover, and I thought that this was cool. If it looks cool and it's got a slip, I will buy it. I'm not much of a collector because I'd rather have a slipcover than a film with none. And I don't think I've seen, I didn't look. eBay has a lot of stuff for those wondering where I get some of my stuff. You can go on eBay and find old movies with slipcovers. So I never checked, but I was just like, for $10, I'll take it. Next, I had to. Wakanda Forever. I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was one of my favorite comic book movies of last year. I think only coming second to the Batman, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but I think that is the case. And bought it day one. I love the slipcover. I like this thing that Marvel is starting to do with their Blu-rays, where, you know, some Blu-ray slipcovers that have like the blue, you know, segment up here, or red or black or whatever it is, and it'll say Blu-ray, and it kind of breaks up the cover art. But here, it's just the whole poster, and they just fit the, you know, the words. I really like how that looks, and this thing looks pretty clean, man. It's a reflective slipcover, and the artwork's just dope. Just how you have Wakandans here and the people of Talokan there underwater. Dope movie. I had to get it day one. Next is a movie that when I first saw it, I just thought it was like mid. That's pretty much all it was, and I think I even mentioned it when I did my consecration video that I rewatched it. And while I don't love this movie, I've definitely opened up to it. I think this is like what I said in my review, that it's a pretty good entry-level horror film for people who aren't really hardcore into horror. I think it's PG-13, so it's not too crazy, but I think it's crazy enough to play around people who are not. Like, I think if you had a group full of people on like Halloween or whatever, and I see why they released it on Halloween, but if you had a group full of people and you're having like a movie party and you want to pull something out that's just gonna bring a lot of chills and like jump scares and shock like type of stuff, the base level horror that's kind of cheap in a sense, this is one that works. And honestly, this slipcover, it just made me re-watch the film, because I was like, this slipcover is so fire. I love the design on that. That is hard. Not the greatest movie, but I had some enjoyment out of it, way more than Consecration. So I just picked this up while I was at Target. Next, some more of that boutique label Blu-rays. This is a Vestron video exclusive. I think it's the collector series, excuse me. Slaughter Heights, an 80s movie about this group of kids back then who bullied this kid, and he went crazy, and he comes back to kill him in a pretty funny way. And this is 100% 80s cheese. Like, if you like 80s films, these are definitely it. But I love these Vestron series, man. I love how reflective the covers are. It's got like a little metallic on the top. And these boutique labels are just doing the damn thing when it comes to Blu-rays and slipcovers. They know that collectors like myself are on the hunt, and we will buy these things. So shout out to them, man. This is a fun movie too. Next is another Vestron video series collector's edition. This is the Wraith, and it's about this guy who dies doing drag racing at school, and he comes back as this like ghost / futuristic tech entity, and he's just killing all these kids. It's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, I think it's on Tubi right now. And again, I love the artwork, the metallic look to it. That's that one. Yet another Vestron video collector's edition, Candyman 3, The Day of the Dead. There's actually a trilogy of these movies. There's 2 and 3. I think the second one is called Feel It of Flesh or something with the flesh. I forgot, but this is the third one. I've seen it maybe like once or twice on Sci-Fi Network. It's not the greatest. It's just tongue-in-cheek. Just go in thinking that, you know, it's typical slasher. It doesn't really do anything justice like the first one, but it's fun. It's fun. It's dumb fun. And this cover is just fire. Oh my goodness. Like, that is hard, son. That's hard. The reflective thing, the silver metallic lining. Oh man, I love this. Next is Wonder Woman 84. I never bought the movie because when I first watched it, I was not the greatest fan of it. Not to say it was terrible. I never was one of those people who thought it was just dog awful. They just really bad. I just think what they went for was just such a knee-jerk reaction. I was just like, this is completely different. But I always had a soft spot for this film because my daughter loves it. Like, we watch it from time to time. She loves the intro with the kids, you know, young Diana running. She even loves the mall entrance, right? So, and we watched it recently, and I'm like, you know what? I need to buy this movie because this is kind of like her movie, and it just reminds me of her. So for that reason, I enjoy it alone. It was only $10 at Target, and it had the slipcover too, which is a must. Wonder Woman 84. Next is Bones and All. Now, this slipcover is custom. This is not. It didn't come with this. It came with no slipcover, so this is what it looked like. But I ordered a custom one from eBay. There's this seller, I think his name is Slips from the Crypt or something, and he makes specifically horror custom Blu-rays, slipcovers, and got Timothy on the back. And yeah. I'm so happy to have a slipcover with this. I feel like as a collector, when you buy Blu-rays with slipcovers or a steelbook, that means you like really like them. And I know I do that for my, you know, for all the movies I love, and like I make sure to get it in the slipcover. So yeah, I'm really dope. Now I'm gonna get into a couple films that aren't new movies that I just bought, but I bought new slipcovers for them. So first one is The Menu. You probably saw this last time when I did my Blu-ray haul video, and I didn't like the slipcover like that, you know, that much. You know, this is, you know, if you have the movie, you know it doesn't come with slipcover, and all I really wanted was the black slipcover. That's it. So I found another guy on eBay who makes slipcovers as well, and they just had the regular poster, and I was like, yep, let me get that because The Menu was one of my favorite horror films last year, so I had to scoop that up. So another, The Craft. Oh, I already own this movie. You know, this is the original cover for it. And when I bought it, it didn't come with a slipcover because I didn't really realize that Screen Factory was doing this. Like, honestly, last year is when I really started to notice my love for slipcovers, because I just noticed whenever I used to buy movies, I would always go for the versions with the cover, slipcover on it, and not really notice it until I spoke with my man, Film Fiends. He's in that stuff too. I just ordered the slipcover for the Screen Factory collector's edition instead of rebuying the whole movie. I'm like, I already got the film, so this slipcover is super fire to me. I love that. That's hard body, and it's one of my favorite horror films. Period. The Craft. Again, Happy Death Day. This is the first one, right? The first one. Already had it, but check out this custom slipcover. That is hard body, man. That is. Whew, this is so dope, man. That's tight. The side says Happy Death Day to you. Well, not Death Day. Back. Fire. Now, this next set of films I'm about to get into, keep it on the low because these are not official releases, which I'm not ashamed to say because y'all need to start releasing the movies on Blu-ray because I want to buy them. And if you don't sell them, I'm going to go through other means to find them, which I have my source now. So, take that. Ooh, yeah. Finally got Barbarian on Blu-ray. Finally. I was so mad when they didn't release this last year. So I went out and found me a copy. I will not say where it is to incriminate anyone, but just know it's out there for folks who want it. It's out there, and I got it. And it looks so good to me. Love it. Another one that didn't release the physical, but I got it. I guess you could say this is my first 2023 release. Cop. This is Sick. the original slasher on Peacock TV that I thoroughly enjoyed. You know, when I first watched it, I was like, this is pretty cool. You know, I do like it. But the more and more I kept thinking about the movie, my grade for it went up. I really enjoyed this film. I'm a sucker for a good slasher movie. I just am. That slashers are my favorite subgenre of horror, and I think that this one is a good one. And I think with time it'll get even better once we actually get out the pandemic. So I found this too. If you were a fan of Sick, dope. And speaking of liking a solid slasher, ooh, boy, this is Fear Street Trilogy. This is the whole trilogy, and you're probably wondering why the slipcover looks like this, but it was made to look tattered, like it was, you know, like the VHS tapes back in the 90s that were like the paperback that get kind of damaged really quick. It was made to look like that. So just to let you know, if you see like this the wear and tear on the side, this is all produced for the design. But Fear Street. So this is a slipcover, and it has all 3 movies. 94, 78, and 66. Oh, I'm so happy to have these. When this trilogy dropped in 2021, fucking loved them. I love these movies, and I'm just so happy to finally own them. Since Netflix doesn't want to put anything out, I'm gonna find my own means. Speaking of more Netflix, I had to get my boy. This makes me so happy that I was able to find Army of the Dead. So now when Zach releases Rebel Moon 1 and 2, I know where to go to get them. Since y'all don't want to release them, but oh man. I'm so happy to have finally owned every Zack Snyder film, because I was so pissed about that. I need the physical media, and since they don't do it officially, I had to get it. So those are my pickups for February. Let me know in the comments what you picked up, and let me know what's your favorite out of that stash I just showed you. I'll be sure to post my favorite in the community page. I appreciate you guys watching this video. It means a whole lot to me. This is helping me be closer and closer to my goals and my dreams. So every subscriber, every watcher, even if you don't like, even if you don't comment, if you chose to watch this video, thank you. But if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.